Today, I'm going to read to you a little bit from this book, My Heart is on the Ground, The Diary of Nanny Little Rose, a Sioux Girl, Carlisle Indian School, Pennsylvania, 1880. Now, I'm looking at this picture just from the front. I'm thinking it's probably a true story, maybe, because I know that the Sioux Indian tribe was a real Native American tribe. This seems like a pretty realistic name from back in the 1880s. I see a date here and a name of a real school. When I flip over here to the back of the book, I see pictures. Bear with me. I see pictures that are real pictures from that school and from the Sioux tribe. Look, this is the Sioux chief, Spotted Tail. An outing. There's another field trip. Seems pretty realistic for back then. It says there was a reward for hard work. They got to go camping. Here's a picture of the actual Carlisle school, or boy. So based on these photos, I'm getting the idea that this is about to be a real, a true story. We know this part that we're looking at right now is definitely informational. Look, this says pictured here are the Carlisle Indian School teachers. Ooh, how would you like that for a teacher? And over here, this is informational. Sioux Indians lived in teepees on the vast western plains of the United States. So, based on what we've just gone over, we want to say that this could be an informational text. Oh, class pictures, that's cute.
However, I'm about to throw you a curveball because this little girl never actually existed. This is not informational text. The author just added the information and the real photos in the back so that you could get some idea of the true parts of historical fiction. Because in historical fiction, the setting, the background, everything going on, it be in the background. Because in historical fiction, the setting is real. A lot of the people that are mentioned and the dates and the events really did happen in real life. The only part that's fictional is the character and their story, their main conflict. Notice on here it says, live the drama of days gone by in historical fiction. Immerse yourself in vivid history woven with imagination. So vivid history means it's the stuff going on is true. It really did happen in history. And then woven means put together with imagination. So real and imagined people, credible settings, realistic plots, with historical accuracy. That means whatever's going on in the background and the setting is accurate, it's true. Authentic details, insight into everyday life. In other words, even though Nanny Little Rose was not a real character and never really existed, we're going to get an insight to everyday life in the Carlisle Indian School back in the 1880s.
This book is set up like a diary, similarly to the story you'll be reading later this week. I wanted to pick out December 25th because it's Christmas. Remember, Nanny Little Rose is not a real character because this is historical fiction, but everything going on around her will be accurate. It really would have been something that happened in the Carlisle Indian School in 1880. December 25th, no school, no work. First we hear bells. Miss Redcorn is in the hall. She says the bells are from St. Patrick's Church in town. We all put on new dresses we made in sewing. That seems like something they would have done back then. They would have sewn their own dresses. We older girls stand on the balcony outside and sing. From inside we hear cries of small children who are finding the stockings we helped fill and put at the end of their beds. In the stockings we put orange, apple, candy, and a small gift. After we sing, we go back inside and down to the sitting room where the tree that blooms all winter stands. Okay, so somebody from the Sioux tribe would not know the word Christmas tree, right? So they would have said, the tree that blooms all winter. It's an evergreen tree, right? Under it are gifts for us. Mrs. Pratt tells us that the gifts come from Quaker women in Philadelphia. Remember, the author is writing this to make it believable that this is a 10-year-old girl, so she would have had to sound it out. Our gifts are this: candy and oranges, new warm mittens and scarves and hats for the cold weather, books and ribbons for our hair, lace collars, soap that smells strange and sharp. The boys go to church in town. Girls and small children go here to Sunday school. After I see my brother in the yard, everyone talks and plays. We kick balls around and run races.
That seems pretty realistic for everyday life back then, right?
Why are you smiling? My brother asks in our language. Remember, that would be the Sioux Indian tribe. Because they give us many fine presents, I say. When an Indian becomes like a white person, he loses his face. I will not lose my face. They don't mean their face, literally. They mean the heritage. Her brother is worried that little sister is going to lose a sense of her own heritage because she's celebrating Christmas, which was not celebrated by the Sioux Indians. Here make me very happy. There's an anchor chart in your assignment today that I wanted to go over. Historical fiction anchor chart. Who, what, where, and so on and so forth. Who, they're fictional characters. Some characters may be based on real people. What, realistic plot that mixes fact with fiction. Plot is inspired by real historical events. Chronological or time order, remember chron, or time order, and structure. It's structured from beginning to end. Where, a place that actually exists. We just learned that in the book I read to you. Setting is supported by facts. When, historical fiction is always in the past, a specific and historically significant time period. Why? To entertain and to inform.